Thursday, December 11th, 3:10 p.m. New York time. Welcome back, investors, to Winning Wall Street's Money. We have about another 50 minutes before the U.S. stock market closes. I also have several stock indexes making all-time new highs for the year. Do a top-down. Look at multiple time frames. Help determine the trend. We'll look here at the three grids. Far right is the monthly. We're already almost halfway through the month. The middle, weekly, halfway through the week already. And the left, daily. The S&P 500 stock index. So right off the bat, looking at the far right chart, the monthly, momentum is to the upside. The trend is to the upside. The trend is bullish. The middle chart, the weekly, the past 2 weeks, smaller trading ranges. We haven't retested that high. That's the swing point. And on the daily chart, yeah, higher high, higher low. That's the chart to the far left. We also have a gap that hasn't been filled yet. It's been tested, but not filled. Let's go on to the next. NASDAQ 100. For the month, inside candle. It's stalling out right now. Inside candle means it's indecision. That's what you got going on there in the monthly, the NASDAQ 100. Looking on the middle chart, the weekly, higher high, higher low than last week. Smaller trading ranges than that prior strong candle up. Now looking here on the left on the daily chart, lower high, lower low. We had a consolidation up here. We had a breakdown. We had buyers stepping in here on the dip. On to the next. The Dow Jones Industrial Average. All-time new high. Yep. Today, huge move up. So again, look at here on the monthly. Higher high, higher low. Again, momentum's up. The trend is bullish. Weekly chart already broke the high of last week and broke the all-time high. Up strong. Big move up. So only 30 companies in this index. Much smaller index than the first two I showed you. Yes, this index is very diversified, but it's heavily weighted on the tech companies. So that's interesting because you don't have the NASDAQ 100, not an all-time high. Think about it. And the daily chart on the far left, look at that big strong move up. Give you some insight. When institutions that manage other people's money, or you, the individual investor, go out and buy these stock indexes, hear that word, stock indexes. Stock index is comprised of two or more companies. So if you go out and buy the Dow Jones Stock Index, stock symbol DIA, the institution that manages that index, they go out and buy the individual companies in that index. Again, think about it. You buy the index, that institution buying the stock more. It's like wash and Pete. Versus if you're selling it, you expect the inverse. So stay in the direction of the smart money. Let's go on to the next. The Dow Transports. Also, all-time new high for the year. Look at the far right. See that? Big, huge up for the month. Now, I shared this several times again. Oops. We are not at an all-time high for the Dow. For the Dow transports. So you're still below the highs of these prior years. But big move up. Interesting. The Dow transports. The weekly, again, right here, strong trend up, middle chart, and the daily, strong trend up. Got only 20 companies in there. New high for the year, outperforming the S&P 500, outperforming the NASDAQ 100. Interesting. But again, it's still below the prior year's highs. So money is flowing into the index, into certain companies in the index. On to the next. The Dow Utilities, 15 companies. Look at this. For the month, lower high, lower low, been selling off. The middle chart, weekly, we broke the low last week, lower low, lower high. Broke that swing point there. And the daily chart on the far left. Green, higher high, higher low. Makes sense. Might be a temporary rotation. But the bigger time frame we see again, it's trending down. So again, this is not leadership. So all these indexes I just showed you are part of the S&P 500. Now I'm going to show you the Russell 2000. It's not part of the S&P 500. It's also made a new high for the year. Yep. There we are on the monthly. Nice strong trend up. Weekly, nice strong trend up. Again, this index is comprised of the Russell 2000 smaller cap companies. They are much more affected by interest rates. So when interest rates go lower, it helps these companies a lot more because they borrow a lot of money. And the weekly, the chart on the far left, the daily, higher high, higher low. New high for the year. Outstanding. I'm going to put this now on the daily chart. Oops. This is the daily chart, the 6 major indexes I just showed you. Look at the middle one on the bottom. Dow Utilities, again, trending down. So majority of these indexes are trending up strong. They have been bullish. If your individual company is not performing equal or better than the major stock index, the S&P 500, which is the one leadership institutions more than know those individuals that trade on their own, manage their own, they know. You take this stock index, the S&P 500, and compare the performance of your stocks you own. If they're not performing equal or better than this index, you're on the wrong side of the market. Again, the S&P 500, very broad index, 11 sectors, lower risk in this index than by individual companies. And if you don't know, the past few days, the company that manages this index announced rotating companies out of it. Again, they're taking out weakness and replacing it with better companies. Interesting timing that they're doing it the last month of the year, like a pump. Thank you as always, spending just a little time with me. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching.